If the White Sox lose the division, I'll be the biggest mouth in this town.
So many fake tough guys. I'm tough. Let me be a tough guy, knock out a couple guys in spring training. I got married. The world is upside down. The #1 bachelor in Chicago got married.
You know why the White Sox fans love me? Because I give my heart.
Oh, wow. That just got emotional.
Wow.
This could be the best episode of Being Guillén ever.
Welcome back to Being Guillén, and today is a day of celebration with the legend Ozzie Jr. and the little legend Oney Guillén, and this weekend is going to be New Year's Eve, which is probably the biggest party in the Guillén household, historical-wise. Now it's a little bit slow, but in the world of December 31st is usually the biggest party in the Guillén household because not only do we love to celebrate it, it was a time for our friends to fly to Venezuela and come celebrate it with us, or we see our friends that were local and have a blast. I think right off the bat, the great times that my guy and I, Freddie Garcia, spent together back in the day when I used to drink and party with the man. And I think my date would start December 31st, and I think it would probably January 4th. There might be like 5 hours of sleep.
You know, New Year's is obvious. I mean, we could be doing anything. New Year's is always very special for the Guillén family. Not sure why, but my mom has made it a specific point for all of us to always be together on New Year's. Christmas, not that big of a deal for us. Obviously it's a big deal, but New Year's is the big day. We always gather around, family, we eat dinner, listen to traditional Venezuelan music, and everyone does our Spain traditions with our 12 grapes, a wish for every month of the year. And that is the one time that literally we're all together and you see tears flowing. We think about people that are no longer with us.
It's a huge deal for my family, especially for my wife. That's the only time at the year we had to stay and be together. And I don't care who you're married to.
And yeah, we don't go out.
I don't care what religion you've been raised. I think we stay at the house, we're celebrating. You know, we eat together. And this has been for a long, long time. I don't grow up that way, the way my wife did, because I was New Year Eve. I was in the street by myself.
I was under a bridge.
You know what I mean? Like everybody celebrating. My family was somewhere, and you know, but since my wife and myself get together, she grew up in that way, and that we have been doing this since I got married. You know, since we had kids. And this is very important. I always say, brothers, just be careful who you married to. Because why? Because
New Year's has to be here.
Because New Year Eve, it had to be in your mom's house.
One thing that we do.
And that's one thing you're not going to miss.
We will never miss it. One thing that we do is like, we make sure that everything, at least clothes when we were growing up, everything has to be new. Like shoes, pants, underwear, shirt. Everything that we wear on New Year's,
nice superstition,
is brand new. It's brand new. Why? Because they say that when you're entering the new year, you need to be, fresh. My New Year's resolution is always the same: try to stay healthy and travel.
It's different here now because when we in Venezuela, oh God, January 1st, we on the beach. Yeah, in my boat.
Hungover.
January 2nd, we still on the beach. Hangover. January 3rd, Ozzy's birthday. We're still on the beach. Here, it's so cold. We just like, okay, last couple of years.
That basement life.
January 1st, we're chasing Adela.
Right. And we'll probably have some football on because there's going to be some big games.
So again, the most important thing is family. So it's funny that we're talking about New Year's resolution. Last year I went, I'm not losing the weight thing, I'm not doing that. But when I was younger though.
I did too.
No, but I'm saying that when I went, by the way,
my resolution is lose weight and I'm not drinking anymore.
Lost. No, but I'm saying when I was younger,
I'm sorry.
I always say this. I'm gonna hit 320, 330 this year.
Oh, my New Year's resolution is, I'm gonna say it on camera. I'm a 9 handicap. My New Year's resolution is to be a 5.
My resolution
is gonna be time wish. Please God, make it happen. I'm gonna be a 5 handicap by the time next summer's over.
Do you work ever other than when you're like, dude, like I'm like, it'd be like, I'm gonna get in the course 10 times.
This idiot resolution said, how about your resolution? I want to move to the suburbs, I'm married.
That's in God's hands. That's in God's hands. The handicap is in my hands.
How many times do you think fans waste their wish on their team
to win a World Series?
Everybody.
Everyone. Webb does it every time he comes to film here. He's like, I want the Red Sox to win again, even though the guy's seen like 2 or 3 World Series already. It's kind of selfish. Sox fans, I guarantee you, there's a lot of Sox fans out there that would take a World Series and say, please give me pneumonia for a month. But as long as the White Sox win the World Series, we'll do it.
I don't know the White Sox fans going to have the same interesting because they thought this year club is going to be the club to make it. I don't know they're going to be so excited.
Oh, they're going to be excited. By the way, your generation needs to be happy. You waited 100 years.
88 to be exact.
88, almost 100. You know, I'm saying like someone's lifetime. You live past 88 years, it was a good life.
Excuse me?
I'm just being honest.
I didn't want to live to 60.
So don't be, don't be selfish. You know, the Seattle Mariners have never been. So we've been talking about this and resolutions and the parties and whatnot. But I remember being with Freddie Garcia, and the only time that Freddie, there was one New Year's that I love it the most is because we went from 2004. Okay, we trade for Freddie Garcia. Okay, and Freddie signs a substantial
3-year extension.
$27
million.
$27 million. We thought that was a lot of money then.
It was.
But I'm saying now it would have been like, making Michael Stroman money.
Great bargain.
Great bargain for him there. But I remember how exciting he was.
To be a part of the White Sox.
To being part of the White Sox. Another step in his career. He was actually going to get married. Going into that so like for me, that New Year's, like baseball-wise and friends-wise, because then that year was the year that we went into the World Series. So it was like a year that started like very positive.
I think for the one that I remember the most will always be 05 to 06 because I remember
the champ.
I remember being in the beach house and saying like, "Wow,
we're gonna win 5."
The Sox won the World Series. I said they're gonna run off 3. Like it's so hard.
We're 3-peating. We're the Bulls.
I think every year that goes by, and before like we end this segment, every year that goes by, I think you realize how much harder it is to win a World Series.
Absolutely.
And you appreciate it more.
So this year should be, please, no more COVID and the new things coming out. That's what I think. Whatever name is. Okay, and
what's the street name for it?
I want everybody in this country to come back and be together. They had to be together. Not because I'm Latino, you're black, you're Asian, you have religion. We're all American. This is the best country. Let's put it together. Together, not politic bullcrap. Okay, we're in the United States, the best country in Earth.
What do you guys think is like one thing that could bring people together? Music,
Chicago Bears winning the Super Bowl.
Coming up on Being Guillén, when you get all that love at your age where you're at right now, and you look at all the retired numbers, what comes to your mind when it comes about your legacy, your number, and what that all entails?
I think I should be there. I think I earned that spot to be in that particular space. Everything I did on the field for the White Sox, I don't think too many people did it. I think on the field, they obviously better play. Off the field, I don't think that many players did. Anyone.
You feel like you've been a great ambassador.
Great ambassador for the White Sox. The best.
Charities,
charity, PR department, marketing department, whatever it is, the best. I know what's the best player. No. I was the best manager. Yes.
This is all we needed.
Oh, let's go! We're taking the W and bringing it home. Trust me!
Let's go meet the family. Ooh.
Tenemos un invitado fuera de este mundo. De los Tampa Bay Rays, mi compadre Randy Arozarena. Un aplauso para el día de hoy. Lo ha hecho como jugador. Lo ha super hecho como manager.
Ese Carlos Gómez es muy bueno para los trompos. Y ándale, ándale. No más pregúntale a Mackey.
¡La sacó la tequila!
I'm Julie Alexandria.
And I'm Jennifer Mercedes.
Between the two of us, we have over 2 decades of experience working in professional sports.
We're telling the stories of women who are at the top of their game in sports and business.
Whoever you are and however you come to the party, that is not only okay, but it's needed in the space. So if you want to come in here and I want to wear my Hope earrings and my red lipstick, guess what? I can still talk ball.
Welcome
to the locker room.
Welcome back to Being Guillén, New Year's special edition. We're gonna ask Ozzie questions that we usually don't ask him just because, I don't know, maybe we don't want to, we don't really think about it, but for the show, Being Guillén, we always ask him questions that are a little bit controversial, a little bit more personal, my first question is this. One of my best times this season, this year as a whole, was getting to go to the White Sox stadium during the playoffs, which again, in my lifetime, it has not happened a lot. And Ozzie had the chance to throw out the first pitch. Being at the stadium those couple days, it was a lot of Ozzie chanting, okay? Fans went crazy. You guys saw the videos on Being Guillén. But the whole time, I felt a sense of pride of like, man, this guy means a lot to this city and to this team. Even though like they're competing and they have one of the best teams ever assembled on the field, they're still showing the love for this guy that hasn't managed here in quite some time, not only as a manager, but as a player. And then it comes to my mind, obviously, the question. When you get all that standing ovation and you get all that love from the fans in a place where you've been booed a lot, also as a player and as a manager, when you get all that love at your age where you're at right now, and you look at all the retired numbers, what comes to your mind when it comes about your legacy, your number, and what that all entails?
It's funny because I never say why me or why not me. It's funny because sometimes you have problems say why me, why that happened to me, what I did, and I put those things away. I think I should be there. I think I earned that spot to be in that particular space. I play with the greatest one, and I think everything I did on the field, off the field for the White Sox, I don't think too many people did it. I think on the field, they obviously better play. Off the field, I don't think that many players did. Anyone.
You feel like you've been a great ambassador.
Great ambassador for the White Sox. The best. Maybe Mini Minoso, but I was the best. Anything,
Charities,
charity, PR department, marketing department, whatever it is, the best. I know what's the best player. No, I was the best manager. Yes.
Well,
but I think I look up and I say, okay, I got to be between Paul Konerko and Luis Aparicio. Always go through my mind, and I can wait till that happen. And I hope happens soon because it's my number to get retired. I want Jerry Reinsdorf to be part of that. I want Jerry to be there. I'm worried about it because I already lose a guy, it's a friend of mine.
At Farmer.
And then you know, my boy, Uncle King Harrison, Hawk Harrison.
Well, Hawk's not 10.
I know, that's what I said. Yeah. I want Hawk to introduce the ceremony, Hawk to do it. And I hope it's happened pretty soon. And
I mean, that's got to be really special.
I know that the biggest hope not happened to like Mini. They would have waited till Mini died to put him in the Hall of Fame. I want to enjoy it. Yeah. I want to my family, my friends, be part of that. And I'm pretty sure that, when I see the standing ovation, I have. It's like I never thought.
Oh no, I think
especially Dusty Baker was there.
Yeah, I think
a lot of Venezuelan friends go, oh my God. Dusty told me, my God, they love you. I said, you know what, Dusty? Yes, they do.
I don't have a uniform
because I don't have the uniform.
The love that the Chicago fans obviously show is special. But I think fans are also, the older you get, like I always say, every year that goes by, they realize, wow, winning a World Series
it's hard.
Very, very, very hard.
Talking about that, I think it's so hard. And I sorry to interrupt you, but I told somebody this. I said, even if they win another World Series, maybe it's not going to be as special for you because maybe that year you were going through a hard time or that age in your time. Remember this, people. The White Sox can assemble and the Cubs. They might assemble 1,000 better teams than the one that was rostered the year they won the World Series. But for some reason in life and in baseball, it doesn't work out that way. And that's why I think that's why sports is so interesting.
For me, I think about it, eventually I'm going to have kids and, but my nephews and my brother's going to have kids and everyone's going to have kids and they're going to have kids. I think that what makes it special is that 100 years from now, the White Sox will be existing and wherever they go, they can look up and say, hey, that's my great grandfather or anything. And then you see the name, you see your own last name and you look up and I'm like, that's what I think is going to be special because as long as MLB's around and the White Sox have been around forever, as long as you look up, I think about like Aparicio's relatives and Konerko's kids and all that stuff. I'm like, Frank's kids. I'm like, you can go to any stadium. As long as the White Sox are there, that number is forever going to be retired. And I think it's the greatest honor. And the one thing that really upsets me is that I was like, my dad, he was part of the All-Century team as a player. I was like, people don't realize. I was like, forget about the managing. I was like, he was already part of the All-Century team for the White Sox that they did in 2000 and 2001. But now you add on the legacy of a manager. It was earned, blood, sweat, and tears. He deserves his number retired. And obviously, we all know that it's going to happen. eventually. It'll happen. We don't
Yeah, but I hope it happen when I know how to have Adela do the speech for me.
Right. We just hope it's we hope it's rather sooner than later, but it will happen. And when that time does come, it'll be a big celebration of basically it'll be your Hall of Fame and that no one can take away from you. And wherever you go, as long as the White Sox are around, it's like that number will forever be enshrined. And the only reason, if your son makes it to the big leagues or mine, like I want to wear my grandfather's number. But
it's easy. It's a
greatest honor.
Because nobody going to use 13 anymore.
Yeah,
that's guaranteed. You know why?
There's a reason why no one uses it now.
You know why? Because it's the 13. Somebody wear the 13, a chivo going to get you. That's the number one. The curse. The chivo, the curse going to get you very bad. Maybe not to you, maybe to your family too. You better not wear the number. But that's the reason. It's something I want to be part of that. But I want few people to be there. I don't want to be too late.
I mean, just think about it like this. You get retired, and then all your grandkids, hopefully there's like 2 or 3 or 4, whatever they is, they're all wearing 13. How many are you going to have? I'm only going to have 2 kids.
2, that'd be 4, about 7, 8, about 10.
But your grandkids will be like Adela, and also they'll be wearing like Guillén 13 jerseys, and then those are the kind of things that they're going to go to school and like if they're older and say, hey, my grandfather's number is retired.
Do you know what's funny? I'm driving to work and I think about my speech.
Oh, you should.
That's crazy. That's stupid.
No.
I think about what I'm going to say, when I'm going to say, when I'm going to cry, if I'm going to cry. By the way, is that going to do it? I don't want that ceremony to be like 2 seconds. All right, guys. No.
You know what's funny?
The game's going to be late, hour and a half.
He said that he wants, this is really funny, because when we brought up the topic and we were trying to figure out what we were going to talk about, he said, I'm going to be the only person to ever have his number retired after the game.
Yes, I want my number retired
after the game.
In the 3rd inning, in the 7th inning stretch. Time out, guys. Take a seat. Ozzie Guillén number retired. Say why? Because most of the time when the retired number do the ceremony,
I honestly think
nobody's in the ballpark.
I honestly think you should get your number retired, but I feel like there's going to be a statue. That.
So here's a question though.
Because I feel like
segment,
I feel like they're going to make a statue of him holding.
Should it be that one or should it be him?
No, it should be.
Oh, okay.
Like I think. If when time goes by and whatever the case may be, I say you have a case to have a statue, Louis, Nelly Fox, like someone walks by and there's going to be a statue of Ozzie Guillén holding the World Series trophy.
Okay, that's only the statue of people drunk in the outfield will pee. They'll be like, go to Harold. Oh, Harold, I love you. Hey, Frantoma, the greatest. He's Ozzie.
Coming up on Being Guillén. I think that one of the coolest things for Ozzie is being able to go to NBC and do the pre and post game show. I think that it was a big deal and it was fun because you were engaged again on a day-by-day basis with the team.
Believe it or not, I'm hungry.
That's the Dominican Fat Joe.
You know, a good man, when he does something for somebody that can't do nothing for him.
Gloria Estefan.
No, it's possible.
Looking for the best gifts this holiday season? Head to the La Vida Baseball shop on TeamBrownApparel.com, where you can create personalized gear that will let your loved ones rep their heritage and style.
Welcome back to Being Guillén. 2021 has been a great year. When we look at the year in review, I don't think that this year could have gone any better. From a chance to being in your living rooms and doing Being Guillén with these 2 awesome guys and show you what our life is like and what our opinions are. Me winning a men's league championship and being on the field to predicting, okay, in the beginning of the year, who was going to win the World Series.
This is how the season ends. National League champs, the Atlanta Braves, because Ronald Acuña is going to be a 40-40 man. And for the American League, the Bombers go back to the World Series. But the winner is going to be the Braves and finally get that other ring they've been looking for 20 years.
Again, I should have put more money on it, but I predicted a team winning the World Series that lost their best player. I don't think that's going to happen.
2 best players.
2 best. In 2022, I'm going to go out on a limb, even with El Divino's help, that I won't pick the guys who are going to play in the World Series.
El Divino is still alive?
El Divino's still around. He's just focusing on soccer right now.
He hit his hat. I mean, 2021 has been a great year. Obviously, I I've always said it. I thought that baseball without fans is trash. I love the fact that we got to go to games. We got to see it. I got to experience, go back to a playoff and the World Series. I thought that was great. Obviously, going to Venezuela and doing the church wedding and seeing family and getting married. It's been it's been a great blessing to see everyone. Obviously, I'm very appreciative. My mom, my dad, everyone out there in Venezuela did an unbelievable job. It was an unbelievable party. It was just a big celebration. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for the fans being back. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I love going. I thought I didn't miss it, and I just felt I missed being able to root for a team. Because my dad, if my dad's not part of a team, I really don't root for anyone. So I latched onto the Braves. It was great to be with my uncle and my cousin and rooting for a team. I miss that. I miss being able to root for a team and go all in and die with every pitch. So great job for the Braves and our family for they won the World Series. So
it's funny because obviously it's two members of the family keep everything together, waiting for yours, the grandkids. That's amazing thing how those two little guys put this family together. That's the job I have with NBC. Those people out there.
Of course, we love NBC.
Great.
We love you, NBC.
Oh, no. I say because the people I work with has been outstanding. The health of my family is great. I know it has been a pretty tough year for a lot of people, but I think for a Guillén family, we'll be blessed by health first, the unity we have, and have a new member of the family, Carla. It's so many things. The standing ovation I have in Chicago, doing, when I throw first pitch, but during the game, my relation with the White Sox is a lot better, 1,000% better it was a few years ago, and it's something you appreciate that is a family member. But I think the unity we have, living together next to each other around here is also a plus. And we appreciate everything. I think nothing made me more excited than my kids when I see Adela, also picture, video, see my family together, play with them. That's the best.
I think that people don't realize this. So the things that in the beginning of the year that we thought were going to go wild. I love the fact that Tony La Russa was able to hold his head up. And all those haters out there said he was going to blow this team up. All the radio writers, all the bloggers, the media hosts that every day they rooted against him. He showed you that he could do the job. Obviously didn't win the World Series, but if you read what they were writing about him in January, I thought that was a huge win. Because I rode the Tony wave on Twitter, and I still do. Uncle Tony, White Sox fans don't know, all those hashtags that I created. But I love the fact that he was there. I love the fact, again, that fans were back in the stadium, that we were able to talk baseball, even with the good and the bad. Okay, this was a season that, again, coming off the COVID and bang bang, and people were like, there were so many negatives that people were thinking about. This was a season that was a success without Trevor Bauer on the mound, without Osuna in the field, with Ronald Acuna, the best player in baseball, getting hurt, with Mike Trout not even taking at bats, going all the way.
So Ohtani.
Oh God. Okay, in the beginning of the year, we all had doubts, including myself. The fact that
I think it was you're trying to basically say it was a great
year. Tatis, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It was a great season.
Baseball was outstanding.
It was outstanding. You had Cinderella stories in team like the San Francisco Giants, basically taking the division away from the Dodgers, like just coming out of nowhere. You had teams kind of just really show you what they brought and teams. And in this new world of baseball where there's like old school and new school and the way teams are built, it was such a great season for the league in itself. It's one of the best ones we've had in a long time. And as a family, again, the enjoyment of being able to do it together. I'm going to be honest with something. People don't understand this about Ozzie, and again, all the great moments in Cog Hill, his favorite spot. But it's funny because Ozzie gets to do what he loves, which is go to golf, get to see his grandkids. As much as Ozzie enjoyed the managing years, okay, and it's because that core of the guys that he managed, and you can Google the players, they were always together. We were at a time in his life when we were always with him, and that made him happy. But I think that one of the coolest things for Ozzie is being able to go to NBC and do the pre and post game show. I think that it was a big deal, and it was fun because you were engaged again on a day-by-day basis with the team, and you had so much fun going to work with your friends, and you're friends with the people that work there. So that was really cool to see because it made every game a lot more fun to watch. the pre and the post game, what's going on. You were involved. We were involved again more as a family.
And it also,
we waiting for Amy or whatever.
And it also, I always say this, it is better for Chicago when the White Sox are good and the Cubs, they were good until
they
July.
were good. It's were competitive.
It's
And the
always,
last thing
it's always better.
to close out the year, I don't think it could have gotten any better. Was the fact that Ozzie and the San Diego Padres.
Oh yeah.
And this is why I think that they're going to be a good team, because they're thinking outside the box. They're not letting themselves get guided by writers that say this is what we need, and they're not letting numbers and dictating like the new game of baseball. They're actually going out there and interviewing people and saying what made this guy win. The San Diego Padres giving Ozzie an opportunity to interview. Okay, and I listened to the interview, okay? I got to hear every question that they asked. The baseball is safe because we think that all these teams are super analytical, and I thought they were gonna ask Ozzie of like, if you have a runner on third and there's a 60-meter dash, what's like, I thought it was gonna be a math. It wasn't. They talked baseball. And these are guys that, look them up. They're very smart men, a lot of really guys with a very big analytical background in those interviews, but they talked baseball, okay? And then not only, Ozzie didn't win because I think that the guy they brought in, Bob Melvin, is an amazing manager and a worthy opponent to lose, but they brought Ozzie back to interview. We're seeing Tony La Russa. We saw Dusty Baker back on the managing spot. We're seeing young guys, okay, like Alex Cora have a chance to win another World Series. We're seeing guys that are getting molded and this world coming back. I love that the fact that a team said, I'm going to think outside the box and I'm going to give this guy a shot.
2021's been awesome.
2020 was a big year.
Have a great one.
Have a great one. Enjoy it. And that will do it from the Guillén Cave.